together. I have to.
All right, let's call the March 8th regularly scheduled meeting of the Village of McBride to order. First item on the agenda is that addition of any late items. None?
No, go ahead.
Okay. Can I get a motion then to approve the agenda as submitted?
Second.
Councillor Bezanson. And Councillor Racker. All in favor? Carried. Second item on the agenda is the reading and the approving of the February 23rd regular council meeting. Can I get a mover?
So moved.
Madam Mayor, I have a note for Councillor Thompson. So it would be as amended. He would like it noted that in the discussion points of this meeting, he wants proposed utility rates of the bylaw was not a business-friendly bylaw, and he felt the bylaw needed additional work to be approved. I was not in favor of the rate increases proposed for business only. So that would be an amendment. Yeah, that. So.
Okay, and you've got a copy of that?
I do have a copy of that, thank you.
So that's section 5C?
That's correct.
Okay. So with the correction to 5C, any other errors or omissions? Okay, hearing none, I'll call the question. All in favor? Carried. Alrighty, so we'll move on. We've got no petitions or delegations signed up. So we'll move on to unfinished business. Any follow-up on bylaw 759.1, Kelly? Amendment to Schedule A, it's been publicly posted, it's all dealt with?
It isn't dealt with. It has to be public posted for another week, then it comes back to this table.
Okay, so that just stays
Yes,
on till...
That's correct.
Okay. Next item is the grant writer, following up on the cycle funding regarding more bike stands and benches to encourage biking in the village of McBride. That's on page 9 of your agenda. So Karen has just redone her, reposted her November 6, 2015 memo to council. And basically, we cannot apply for bike racks or benches or anything else until we adopt a bicycle network plan. So we'll have to get the grant writer to look into developing that plan.
That plan actually, Madam Mayor, would be developed by council at this table.
Council at this table?
Yes.
Okay, that's something that we'd have to put on in our planning sessions.
Yeah, or you could hold a separate meeting for it. We could do a special meeting for it.
Okay. So we'll have to table this one until we can look into it anymore. Do I need to move her in a second or all in? No. The next item on the agenda is the Regional District of Fraser Fort George, Councillor Reichert, regional representation. So you have the floor.
I added in with my report on the second page, just asking for mayor and council support in the regional director. When we first appointed directors, we were in the belief you had said that it had to be mayor, and it was a mayoral appointment, and then during the jury session, we learned that it's not a mayoral appointment and it's a vote of council, and it doesn't have to be mayor. So, because I've attended over 70% of the meetings, I would like to move into director instead of alternate.
Okay. I had asked to do a little bit background work on this, so I spoke with Jim Martin. And under section 198 of the Local Government Act, it says that it's done by a resolution of council, and if you recall that we couldn't even appoint until we had a CAO in place at one point in time here. So, but they don't look into how each council itself comes up with the decision of who goes, and every single council is different. For example, in the city of Prince George, they do a balloting, and councillors put their name forward and make a plea. The other ones actually have different members of council, other ones have their mayors. In ours, what I did was I had, it had obviously gotten out into the public because I had several phone calls about it, and I met with some of the former regional district reps so that I could understand the history of what went on here in council, and so this is the best of my understanding. Basically, they were appointed by a resolution of council as it was. Jim Martin had said that members don't have an automatic seat. We did have, at a point in time here, where we had a council member as opposed to the mayor going to the regional district meetings, but they found out that the reporting and stuff fell short, and then the mayor was left out of important matters to the community. So it went back to being the mayor. So I know that you have said you attended 70% of the meetings, and that's been because of the dramatic increase in my workload given the community forest situation and other situations. But several things have happened since then. One of the things that has happened recently is because we're so slow at work, my work hours have now been reduced, so I will be available for all future regional district meetings. I've also indicated to the Community Foundation Committee that I'm going to step down as chair. It's a lot of work, and just become a regular committee member. And we've also now have a plan in play for administration to oversee the HRLR component of the MCFC, so that's greatly reduced my workload as well. So I guess at this point, the only thing you can do is, one, you would have to rescind my appointment.
Right.
The second thing you would have to do is to do a vote of council to do that. So first of all, we'd have to rescind, would we not, or do we do a vote of council as to whether or not we want to change it?
And you were put it by resolution of council, so that would have to be rescinded.
In order to take a vote?
That's correct.
I will tell you straight up, I'm not willing to step down from my appointment, and
in the beginning, you had said it had to be mayor, and so we weren't actually, it wasn't an informed decision that we had made, because we were told, you said to us it had to be you.
if you would like for me to rescind that, but I don't have do you know the resolution number?
No, I can get it for you, Madam Mayor.
Or we can do our table until the next meeting then?
No, I'm prepared to deal with it now. I've already done all the homework on it, so. If you'll
Excuse me for one
grab
minute.
that.
It'll just be a minute.
Okay. If you feel like singing, go for it.
Are we gonna have a question period on this?
First we'll have to rescind,
Yeah.
and then we would have to do a vote, and then during that process, yes, you can have your say.
Okay. I need to get some aspirin. Any Tylenol 6?
I have that. No Tylenol tubes.
No. They won't give it to me. The goat is a bad thing to have.
It's like a-
Big hammer hit it. So what was the temperature today? +7?
No idea. We can get outside here.
There's 6 went out the store. That one was during
I know that we showed, you late there.
I know.
Very little, stuff.
Yeah,
Down here?
Yeah.
no, it's really spring coming on really quick. I've got
There's
buds
something
of,
that road through
is that? Let Kelly know when she can.
there. Yeah, well, I'll talk to her tomorrow with it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kelly.
If we look after that road.
So it's resolution 21714, so I would need a motion to rescind that resolution.
I'll move it.
All in favor? Opposed? I'll record my negative vote. So it carries. The next item would be to appoint Councillor Reichart as the Regional District of Fraser Fort George. I need a mover and a shaker.
I'll move it.
Seconder?
A second.
All right, any comments, council?
What's the price tag on this for comfortably coming? Is it 18,000 a year or what? I just hope that people aren't going in for the money. That's what I'm worried about.
Fair enough. I'm not sure,
They have a duty to do, I understand that they have a lot of meetings to go to, they have to do, you know. How they just got the money, that's what bothers me.
fair enough.
Like, I don't receive a paycheck, but I receive, when I go to the meetings, I get my,
Yeah, I understand.
regardless of who goes, right? But aside from that, I haven't been paid to go to the meetings aside from that, yet.
Well, the way I look at it, I've seen other people go in just for the money,
Well, I've gone 70% of the time without the money,
you
so.
know.
Oh, you do get paid. You get paid
Yeah.
at the regional district level, so you do get
Yes,
paid.
hope to go to the meetings, yes.
Yeah.
But aside from that check, I don't receive one.
Any other comments? And I'll call the question, all in favor? Opposed? Motion fails. And do you want your negative vote recorded?
Yes.
I may as well. Okay, moving on to council reports. So I will start with Councillor Thompson because he sends his regrets that he was not able to attend tonight. He had a previous engagement and he's submitted a written report copy, so there's his report there.
Thank you.
Councillor Bazanzian, what's your report?
I was talking to Mr. McFarland and Mr. Rich, and I want to say congratulations to their partners being on Community Forest Board. They have experience in the forestry, and it's going to help the community forest look pretty good, the board itself. And eventually, I'm hoping to see more people that have the experience in there. We were at that meeting at the City Hall there for the zoning of the industrial park out at NFI. It was packed, well, there's quite a few people there, and the meeting was supposed to be zoning, but a lot of people got involved in, I think they're getting excited because for the crusher plant. And quite a few people are supporting it. I'm just hoping that it is going to take a long time. It's going to, provincial government, there's going to be a whole bunch of laws, and I'm not going to rush into it. When I see machines working, I will believe it. Hope this is not going to be Ecotech, and besides that, I just hope everybody be patient, and at least something's happening anyway. So,
Yeah.
So it's a start. People don't understand too, you have to have industry to sell houses. If you don't have industry, you're not gonna sell your house. It pretty well, you can have pensioners, you only got so much money, you know, but this will help the economy, McBride, or it does come in, and it will. I was talking to Mr. Sewell, the CN engineer, last Tuesday, and I've spoken to him about it, and things are looking good. I don't know, I can't trust him anymore, but he's a railroader, and I can't, I'm really, he told me, give him a call in another month. Well, another month could be next December. You know, that's what he did last year to me, so I'm gonna be honest, he's gonna be listening to me, because I noticed today that that underpass is really bad, and it's getting worse because they're heavy trucks, CN employees, the big trucks are just tearing that up. And all, and pretty soon, I don't think another couple of days, you won't be driving it.
We should probably be taking some pictures.
Well, it's not my property. Sorry, it's the ends.
Yeah.
But besides that, I'm hoping that would get done. And that's about it. This, I can't get over this spring. I don't know, spring's just too early. Saved us quite a bit of money,
I'm not complaining.
and I'm not either, but, we'll just have to plug along.
Counselor Tracy?
Oh, okay, I was at the same meeting with Ralph on February 23rd, and it was quite interesting, and a lot of good points came out on everything. I thought they touched base. March 1st, we had a public budget meeting. On March 3rd, Kelly had some nice bargaining to do for the union. March 5th was a very interesting MCFC meeting, but I missed this CD Saturday, which I heard was excellent. And that's all for me.
Okay. Counselor Reichert?
I just had the public hearing on February 24th, March 1st, a budget meeting here, and the MCFC meeting on March 5th, and that was it.
Okay. I did do a written report and I had some other things. I attended all of those. I also met with Bruce Weeb, who are now is our new school district trustee. He actually used to live here with his family and stuff, so we've spent an hour or two going over school district issues and rural education. So it was really interesting and good to get to know him. I also attended the public hearing, well over, I think, 150 delegates at that hearing. And everybody did get the opportunity. Most of the concerns centered around noise, the nature of silica itself being metal particles or cancer causing. Dust was another one. Traffic was another one. And overall, though, the majority of the support was in favor of it. Lots of letters were sent in, and also the great number of people got the opportunity to have their say on what they felt about the project, so I thought that was really good too. I've spent a lot of time on the phone this week with the water issue, with community forest issues, with regional district representation issues. So another jam-packed week for me. I'll submit my formal report in writing at the next one.
Thank you.
So administration, your report comes at the next one as well.
It does.
Same with CFO. And Public Works is attached.
It is, and guys are, again, the early spring has been great. You probably noticed streets have been swept and sidewalks sorted out, and you probably noticed you had no coffee water the other morning. But guys did get on it and got water back to the village in a really good time. I just ask that you be careful down there where the main break was by Dr. and Mrs. Jackson's house. It is extremely wet, very saturated. The crew worked on it today, tidying up the area. There is still one area that is so wet that we can't safely work on it without sinking equipment in there. It is barricaded off, so we just ask that you, if you take that way as a walk, just please skirt around that area because you will sink up to your knees. It's very, very soggy in there. And I think ongoing, the maintenance is getting done on the vehicles. Winter stuff's getting put away, spring stuff's coming out, so yeah, it's a busy time for the Public Works crew.
Can I get a motion to receive the reports for information?
So moved.
Seconder? Ralph, you have to say something.
Yes, I am. I'm thinking.
All in favor? Carried. All right, so we'll go on to correspondence. First one requiring action is Owen Torgerson and Kelly Mortensen, a letter requesting consideration from NAV Canada for the automatic weather observation system, AWOS, and or weather camera system for the village of McBride Airport. The motion on the floor is that the village of McBride sign a letter to NAV Canada requesting AWOS and/or weather cameras be installed at the McBride Airport. It's on page 13 of your agenda package. Can I get a mover and seconder?
So moved.
I'll second it.
And we do have Kelly here, so he is, he can answer any questions we have.
No, pertaining to the airport.
So anybody have any questions on that?
So this just tells us how much, what the weather's gonna be like each daily, or
No, it reports what the weather is every hour on the hour.
every hour? Okay.
And it's 100% funded grant, Kelly?
It's $100,000 for the installation of the system is what NAV Canada quoted me.
Okay.
And we're applying for funding through
The large, it's the, when we talked a couple weeks ago, we talked about the minor and major airport. This is the major
The
one.
major one.
This is the major one, yes.
So what it states in the letter is that on the attainment of those funds, we're looking for NAV Canada to pay the other 50% of that. And if those funds aren't granted to us, then we would be looking for them to pay 100% of it.
Okay.
So how is everybody gonna know about this minute by minute?
Minute
Is
by
it gonna be a
minute.
big sign, or?
No, in aviation, you're required by law to file a flight plan. And
Okay,
as part of your flight plan, you have to do a weather check.
yeah,
So you phone a central number, and the weather briefers there have access to this through the internet, and then they give the pilots that information.
okay, for the helicopters and pilots themselves.
Yeah.
The planes that come in,
Planes that come in or are leaving,
okay.
because it gives them the information along their route of flight.
And that area will be just Prince George, Fallon, Belmont, Jasper, or
Well, what's
the whole,
existing now is only Prince George, Blue River, and Hinton.
okay.
So there's a big hole in that, in the network,
Yeah.
so Belmont and McBride. So the letter is a joint letter asking that NAV Canada fill in that hole.
So this is helping the people, the local people that's flying around here, what the weather's gonna be like.
Well, locals and also people that
Yeah,
are
and
transiting.
flying in.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a good idea.
Thank you.
Exactly, it is.
Any other questions from council? Okay, I'll call the question then. All in favor? Carried. Next item on the agenda is from the McBride Secondary School, Derek Shaw, an invitation to the 2015 and 16 McBride Award Ceremony. Recommendation is that administration responds to Mr. Shaw's correspondence confirming Mayor Martin's attendance at the award ceremony. And we don't need a mover and a second for a recommendation to. So could you just please confirm with them I will
course.
attend?
This is the gravity.
This is the award ceremony, and then they already did the grad one in our previous agenda.
Okay.
So I have marked it in and will attend. I think it's June 21st, if I'm not mistaken. Next item on the agenda is McBride Royal Purple Elks, Kathy Mullendike, asking to heighten the fence at the baseball field and expressing their willingness to cover the material costs with help from the Village of McBride with labor and machinery. So the recommendation is that council decide what agency will be responsible for the upkeep on the height extensions. It's on 18 on your agenda. So we'll deal with that one first, Kelly, and then deal with the second one. So, any comments on that? What do you mean by what agency, Kelly?
Would that be the Village of McBride staff, or would that be the folks at the Robert Wells?
So this would be upkeep after
After the extensions go up.
the extension. Well, my recommendation is it's our property, it would probably become our liability, would it not?
I thought they had their own liability, the Elks, years ago for all the.
Yeah, we do.
Pardon me?
We do have liability, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought, that
Yeah,
they
that's
were
right.
looking after the insurance because it was their due.
Well, it is, but this is actually for putting poles up and then netting to stop the fly balls from flying over into the public area.
Yeah, I understand
So-
that, it just stops, yeah, from.
So they're willing to fund the materials, and they've asked for the village's help, of course, with labor and machinery. And, but after this is done, their maintenance is required on those because they did fall down or became deteriorated prior to that, so it would fall to village and the public works staff to actually maintain them. It would go with our liability, I think,
Yeah.
so my recommendation would be that the village of McBride take care of the maintenance on it.
Well, because most of the proceeds was going to the Elks anyway, that's what I was saying, you know. Like the pancake breakfast.
Oh, yeah, it's their.
All that stuff.
That's one of their biggest dues, but it doesn't really have anything to do with this.
Oh, okay. So it's going on our liability then, correct?
We would be doing the
Our
upkeep on it.
Okay, okay.
Okay, so the motion that we have on the floor on this is the motion to have the Village of McBride approve the extension of the fences and supply labor and machinery in assisting the Royal Purple Elks to heighten the baseball field fences with pole and netting extensions. Can I get a mover and a seconder on that? Ralph, move it. Seconder?
Second?
Any comments or questions on?
Yeah, excuse me. I was told today, it's kind of funny, this came up, it said that they got 8 ball teams already that want to play ball here.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty good already,
It's one of their biggest events,
you
yeah.
know?
It helps with their funding throughout the whole year. Any other comments on that? No? Okay, I'll call the question then. All in favor? Carried. Next item is the McBride Royal Purple again. Request for a donation to supply a bouncy castle for children for the Pioneer Day festivities. Recommendation that the McBride Royal Purple and Elks apply to the Community Foundation for financial assistance on the bouncy castle. That's on page 19 on the agenda. So we don't need a mover and a shaker on this. Clint, the granting cycle is going on right now.
Yeah, I got it from, I got the one and I gave it to Kathy and she's gonna fill it out, so,
Okay.
yeah.
And that's grants for up to $1,000 is your, I think you said it'd be about $1,000 for that. And you
Yeah,
have
it'd be about that, yeah. And I have one, I have it kind of somewhat organized, but I was just waiting on you guys and see what you figured on how much I could get, you know. I have one that's organized already, so, I was just thought, you know, I'll wait on what you guys figured on, how much I could spend or whatever,
Okay.
so.
So, this castle is just for kids to just go in and play around.
Yeah, you're not
Where are
allowed
they
to.
gonna put it? Close to the hall or close to the, on the other?
It'll be in the park,
Like close to the hall then?
that's right, yeah,
That way if they hit a ball, it's not gonna hit the kids.
that's right. Yeah,
Okay. Huh?
that's right, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't wanna, yeah. They're precious little kids.
Yeah.
And we don't need a recommendation on this because it's just actually gonna go for the Community Foundation Committee anyway. So, next item on the agenda is the Whistle Stop Gallery in the Beanery. Donna Perkins and Danielle Allen requesting for a larger sump pump to handle the influx of water in the spring flooding. Recommendation from administration is that administration discusses this with Public Works crew and brings the recommendation back to council for consideration. I absolutely agree with that. We have to deal with the flooding in there to protect the building, so I guess the recommendation will be the administration come back to council with this. All right. Mover on that one. And next item on the agenda is the youth skate park bike track, pump track. Michael Hamilton is requesting council's decision on the use of land for this designation. Recommendation is that council look at creating a community plan that clearly outlines the commitment to the park and the management of the existing park spaces. I think that should be a motion.
It all ties back into the grant they're requesting for getting funding for this sort of thing.
No, actually, the pump park, Michael, you're here, you can correct me if I'm wrong. That was actually,
They're doing all the work.
they're doing all the work and all for free.
But yes, I understand that, but
Okay.
there's still a wonderful opportunity for this table to actually create this plan
Okay,
around bicycling and the community use of our parks.
all right.
So then if we want, if you want to go ahead with that, then we'll just turn it into a motion that they can go ahead and use that park space.
Do we need to ensure that that's in the community plan, or would that already be in it with the skate park thing?
It's part of it, it's all part of the public development use, yeah.
I will take your recommendation then. Let's have, get going on a community plan so that we can do this. Michael, do you have any dates on this, as to when you guys want to start doing it?
I mean, it's been snow-free for a month now, and it'd be great to have it up and running by May 1st. It would only take a couple weekends to build.
Wow.
This is,
Yeah,
this is over
they
here.
can do it until it's completed.
Right
So
there.
if you can give us permission to do it, we'll make sure it's completed in time.
Excellent.
By the church there.
All right, so,
In that little park.
let me just,
Motion.
okay, so let's do a motion here. So a motion to proceed with the pump park? It's such a bad name.
So moved by Ricker.
Okay, so, did you get that motion, Kelly?
I did.
Okay,
I have Councillor Reichert moving it, and seconded by Councillor
Councilor
Tracy.
Tracy. Any other questions or comments on that? No? Okay, I'll call the question. All in favor? Carried. There you go, Mike. You're on your way.
Good news, thank you.
All
As long
right,
as it don't rain.
Yeah.
so we have several items on the agenda that are just for information only, so any comments on that? I didn't think so. We have no bylaws, permits, or policies this time, and so our new business is the BC Air Access Program, and Kelly left.
You did.
Runway resealing and repainting. The motion on the floor is that council support the application for the funding of BC Air Program, small rehabilitation project component to reseal and repaint the runway.
Yeah, because we were gonna do this in 2 years, but we were gonna try for funding.
We're
He was
trying for
like-
their funding.
Okay, so I need a mover. Tracy, Sharon, I'll put you down as a seconder. Any comments or questions on that? No? We did, I did ask Kelly about it in our budget because it's, they basically pay 75 of the cost and we would need to come up with 25% of the cost, but we have 15,000 in the airport budget and this would amount to about 7,500, so it is included in
Yes, that's correct.
our budgeting process already.
Let's go to the treetop
Yes.
one.
Very good.
Tree top tie?
Yes, from,
I think that goes, that was, could wait, this needs to be
Yeah.
done first, was
this is
what our
the
discussion
one
was.
project.
This we won't get funding until next year, so it'll be in next year's budget.
Yeah,
Okay,
Like 2017 will be.
this is for us to apply and.
Yes.
that process.
All right.
Last year.
2017.
all right. Any other questions? Okay, call the question, all in favor? Carried. And last item on our agenda is a motion that in accordance with section 91C of labor relations and other employee relations, move to go in camera. Councilor Reichert, seconder.
Second.
Tracy, all in favor? Carried.
You guys want to talk, yeah?